What's up guys, it's Phil, and it's time for another update. So it is October, which means it's almost time for Thanksgiving, which means I'm going to be doing a ton of dining tables. But the difference this year is 2 years ago, I got about 15 dining table orders just in this period from September through late November. Last year, I had 24 dining tables in this same period. I did about 40 dining tables over the course of the year, so more than half of that was just in this period alone. This year, there are two things happening. First off, I started posting back in June that I was doing a Thanksgiving dining table sale, and I got a couple orders right off the bat. But there's been a huge influx in my area of dirt cheap dining tables. I'm talking about $350 for an 8-foot dining table done with some internet plans. That is unfortunate for me because I cannot compete with that. So I'm trying to focus on people who want quality over price. With that being said, I also happen to be advertising my custom built-ins at the same time, which means I got a ton of orders for custom built-ins, and those people filled up my schedule quicker than the people who were actually looking for dining tables. So I've already finished work for the day. I've been out working on a custom built-in. I've still got those going on in perpetuity. But this evening, I went in, I had dinner, I put my daughter to bed, and now I'm out in the shop. Because it's time for me to do some work. I'm going to start working on these dining tables a little bit at a time so that I can batch them out. And that's really the best way for me to make the most money while delivering the highest quality. This is one of the reasons why I don't do that many dining tables, but if you watch my series on making a handmade farmhouse dining table, you see what actually goes into mine and why they're so expensive. And the people that buy them love them, recommend me, and are very willing to pay for it. But people who are just looking for a deal, they can find those somewhere else. So as the sun is setting, let's go ahead and get started. So now that I've got my list written out, the first thing I'm going to do tonight is actually go ahead and start cutting my lumber to size for the tabletops. I went and picked up a bunch of lumber for this project. I'm going to be using 6/4 pine. I purchased rough cut because it is a little bit easier to mill down and make it exactly what I want, as opposed to buying something that is hopefully straight and extremely expensive from your local hardware store. I picked it up from a local wood supplier for a lot less expensive, and I get to mill it myself, which means I know for a fact that the boards are going to be perfectly flat and perfectly square because I'm the one who did it. It's a new day and I'm a little tired from last night, but I got all of these pieces cut. I got enough cut here for my 3 cores, but I have to do the breadboard ends now. And I want to go ahead and get those cut so I can make sure that they're the exact same size they're supposed to be. And do that before I cut these to length in case I have to cut those down a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and get those cut and prepped and ready. And then I'm going to start cutting these down and laminating them to the size they're supposed to be. And that should be the better part of my day. So now I've got all the breadboard ends cut and dimensioned and jointed, and they're ready to go. I've also got all of the pieces marked and set off to the side for each of the 3 tables and cut them down to length. So now I need to start actually putting these together. And in order to do that, I've laid them out, numbered each board, and marked where I want the dominoes to be cut. So the next step is going to be cutting these and putting them together. Now, I am doing this during the day, once again, because I had another client who now has pushed back their project by another day or two. So I figure I'm just going to go ahead and work on these in the meantime and get all this done and out of my way so that mentally I can be prepared to go right back into full-on built-in mode. So I'm going to work on one table at a time, get the center glue up done, and then go work on something else, unclamp it, and work on the next center glue up, and so on and so forth until I get all 3 tabletops built. So for starters, we're going to start with the 8-foot long one. It's got 6 boards. I'm going to cut and put the dominoes in place and get that thing glued up and do that 2 more times. So now it's time to get this thing out of the clamps and get the breadboard ends put on and everything pegged in place. Now I know that I went ahead and did all of the wood at the same time and got all that processed and milled down, but I'm going to do the tabletops one at a time so that I can get one done, get it into my finish room and start finishing it and be working on the next one. That's the most efficient way in this tiny little shop to be able to actually get these big pieces in and out. I just had a loft bed that I delivered and I've got a small bench that I'm working on, so those are there and getting out of the way right now. So finish this guy, start working on the next ones, and get all 3 of these done in quick succession. As you can see behind me, nope.
Fix your hair, boy. You look stupid.
As you can see behind me, the day shift section of the room is starting to fill up. I've got cabinets over here, I've got countertops over here, I've got cabinet backs over there. I've got my dining tables in that corner, and I've got one of my dining tables up against the bench here. I just moved a whole bunch of shelves and a kitchen island into the finishing room so that I could come out here and do this tonight. So it's starting to get a little sketchy, but as I get these tops finished up, I'll be able to get them out of the way, and in the meantime, I'll be getting these other projects done during the day. So it's nighttime. I got me a Dr. Pepper, and I'm ready to get started. Okay, so had a little bit of technical difficulty. My battery died at one point and I forgot my memory card one day when I was working out here. So I lost some footage and I do not have time to worry about it. So just to give you guys an update on where I'm at, I did not reach my goal of getting everything done way ahead of time. It is the week before Thanksgiving and I'm currently working on my dining tables still. It's okay, I knew this might happen, and because I did get some of the work done earlier, I'm not going to miss the deadlines. However, this is one of those, like, you know, shoot for the stars, reach the moon kind of situations where I wanted to start early and get everything done early. I started early, didn't get enough done, and so now I'm just going to make the deadline, as opposed to if I had started a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I would not be making any of these deadlines. So I'm at least happy with that, silver lining and all that jazz. But now it's crunch time, and that means that I am in here doing all of this stuff right now while I'm trying to get my other project finished up and getting ready for all my Christmas deadlines, which are now all getting pushed back by about a week. So things are going to be tight until the new year. So that's kind of nuts, and I'll talk about that on my next update. But for now, I got to get back to work on these dining tables. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish these up. I apologize if you were really into the montage and watching this process. I did miss a couple steps, but you can go back and watch my 5-video series on how I make a dining table if you want to see that. And you can get a little more in-depth with that anyway than this. So. Done. Technically I'm not done because they haven't been delivered yet, but these pieces are ready to go. They have got their final coat of polyurethane on, and so I'll double check them again once or twice this weekend to make sure they're perfect, but they should be ready to go for Thanksgiving, which is awesome because I've literally got like 2 days before Thanksgiving once Monday comes. So this weekend is it, and then I'm heading right into that. Find me on social media. I am at PMK Woodworking on everything. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? Yeah, Twitter as well. At PMK Woodworking. Find me, give me a follow, give me a like, give me whatever, and definitely comment. I love hearing from you guys. I love the comments on these videos. I love the comments on Twitter and on Instagram. So go ahead and just find me on there. That would be awesome. That's a great way to communicate with me, and let me know what you want to see on this channel. Also, if you think Yoshi's a stud, check him out on Instagram as well. He is at Chillest Shiba on Instagram, and he also has his own Facebook page at Chillest Shiba Yoshi, which I'll put in the description as well. that is going to kind of like log his journey as he is becoming a therapy dog. I want him to be able to go into like old folks homes, hospitals, and also there's a great children's reading program here in Nashville that I want him to be a part of. All of that you have to be certified for, so as I'm starting this journey, I also started the Facebook page. So go ahead and find him on Facebook, give him a follow, and definitely check it out because it's just a lot of fun and it's a great way for me and him to give back to our local community. If you like this channel, click on some of the Amazon links and buy some stuff because that is the best way to support me right now. Also, check out my skateboard website. It has some cutting boards, some skateboards, and some artwork that I do. It's just kind of like my general catch-all for the things that I do that are not PMK Woodworking related, but are something else. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe and definitely check out these dining tables as I go deliver them right now.